What's up, guys? It's Sports Blitz here, and we're back with another NFL record prediction. Today, we have the Buffalo Bills, so if you're excited for that, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,600 subscribers. So a few things. I did like the Bills offseason. I didn't think it was spectacular. It was kind of, I would say average to above average. Um, I'm really interested to see what Josh Allen does this year because it does seem like Stephon Diggs is getting kind of frustrated. And I don't know if that's just kind of like general frustration or if he's upset about coaching decisions or just Josh Allen missing throws or what it is, but you could kind of tell, especially towards the end of last season in the playoffs, that Stephon Diggs seemed pretty upset. I I don't think it's anything big, but just kind of wanted to bring that up, just talk about. But going into week one, we have the Bills taking on the New York Jets on Monday night. It's gonna be a fun game. Uh, First Jets home game with Aaron Rodgers. Um, I do expect the Jets to be pretty dang good this year. I don't expect them to be, you know, like on the level of like the Chiefs or Eagles or anything, but I do expect them to be good. I mean, Aaron Rodgers on his new team, Monday night prime time, first home game of the year. I just don't see Aaron Rodgers losing that, so I am going to go Jets with that one. But I do personally think that the two teams will split. I don't think the Jets will sweep them. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Bills the week 11 win. Then week 2 we have the Raiders traveling to Buffalo, and I'm sorry, I don't see any way the Bills don't win that game. I'm going Bills right there. Week 3 we have the Bills taking on the Commanders. Now this is a home game for the Commanders. If they're able to generate like a really high amount of pressure and the secondary even performs decent, this could be a pretty dang close game. Okay, but I feel like just about everything is actually in Buffalo's favor. I mean, really, you look at it, all Washington really has is a really good D line and receivers. And as far as the receivers go, I feel like Buffalo has a good enough secondary that they should be able to slow them down quite a bit. So I'm going Buffalo. Week 4, we have the Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills, and I do think Buffalo's gonna win at home right here. Um, and I've kind of thought about this one for a while. I don't know what to expect of the Dolphins this year. For those of you who don't know, Tua Tagovailoa has bulked up quite a bit this year. I don't know I don't know how he's gonna perform with the head injuries last year. That was really scary. It's kind of hard to bounce back and play at the level you were playing at early last year before the injury after something like that. Um, he's got a great supporting cast though. I mean, Raheem Mostert probably the fastest running back in the NFL. They did also draft Devin Shane, I believe is how you pronounce it. Also very, very fast. And then receiver wise, they have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And while Chosen Anderson, as he's going by now, isn't necessarily a very great wide receiver in the NFL. He is really fast, so who knows? He'll probably be thrown into the mix a little bit for the Dolphins. And I don't know what to think here because Buffalo, in my opinion, is clearly the better team. and there's still question marks around Tua because of the injuries specifically. So I've really been debating between, is Buffalo gonna sweep them or are they gonna split? And I just don't know. I feel like, so okay, so you look at it, their other game is week 18. That point in the season, Buffalo probably has their playoff chances locked up, and the Dolphins may be competing for a playoff spot right here. It's pop. I'm very sorry about that. Um, it's very possible right here that the Bills rest some of their starters so they're healthy going into the playoffs. So a lot of question marks right there. I think because of that, I'm gonna go Dolphins, but I've gone back and forth a lot. I could very well see the Bills sweep them. Um, week 5, we have the Jaguars taking on the Bills. And this one I think is actually going to be a lot closer than people think. I am expecting Trevor Lawrence to take a really, really big leap this year, like he did last year. I wouldn't be surprised if he surpasses 40 passing touchdowns this year. Like, I think he's going to solidify himself in the top 5 quarterback conversation. Um, but I do expect the Bills to win this game. I just think it's going to be really close. Then week 6, we have the Giants taking on the Bills. And honestly, I don't think the Giants had a fantastic offseason. I think they overpaid Daniel Jones. And I just don't think they're going to get quite as lucky in games this year as they did last year. You look at a lot of their games last year, and they were very, very close ones that they just barely won. And I know that, like, I know with that, it looks at very, very good coaching. And Brian Dable is a really good coach. But you can't bank on that same sort of thing happening the following year as well. Um, and at this point, I feel like the Bills are on just a hot streak, and they get their 5th straight win right here. Then week 7, we do have the Bills taking on the Patriots. And I'm at a loss with the Patriots this year. You know, I do not know what to expect. I get they have a really good defense. They've got a good run game, but receiver wise, I mean, they've got Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't think he's that great. Um and honestly, I think he's better of a slot receiver, honestly. Um I think I'm going to go ahead and say the Bills continue their really hot streak right here and end up sweeping the Patriots. Um, yeah, that's a really really close one. It's it's tough to say that they're gonna beat the Patriots, in Foxborough, but I think it's gonna happen this year. I do. Then we have them taking on the Bucks. I'm not even gonna spend a lot of time on that. We're going Bills right there. I think the Bucks are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. Week 9. Now the Bengals and the Chiefs have kind of been the Bills' kryptonite lately, and this being in Cincinnati, and honestly, I bet this is kind of during a time of the year that the Bengals are also on kind of a hot streak. I think it's going to be a fun game. Really, really, really fun game to watch. Um, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Bengals here. Then week 10, we have the revamped Sean Payton Denver Broncos, I'll be honest, like, yeah, Sean Payton's a good coach, but I don't think this really throws them over the hump. I still think the Broncos are a pretty average, maybe even below average team. Um, this is prime time. Usually when Josh Allen plays the best, I'm going Bills right here. Then we have week 12. Bills traveling to Philly to take on the Eagles. I don't know. It looks like this is an afternoon game. Um, I'm gonna go Eagles. I think they had a really good offseason. I thought they had an absolutely incredible draft. I mean, I don't think there were many, if any, teams honestly that had a better draft than the Eagles. I really liked their offseason. I know they lost a couple pieces, but they were able to retain a lot of them. So, yeah, I'm going to Eagles there. If it was in Buffalo, that'd be a lot harder to predict. But with the home field advantage, I'm going Philly. Now, coming off a bye week right here and going up against an opponent like the Chiefs that have kind of owned them for the last few years, you would have to think that the Bills coaching staff spent a lot, and I mean a lot of time preparing the team for this. I think the Bills are going to go ahead and steal this game. I know that's a game a lot of people are expecting the Chiefs to take. I think the Bills finally go in and beat the Chiefs here. Then week 15, we have another really tough battle for the Bills, and this is tough. I feel like the Cowboys have one of the best defenses in the league. I mean, I think it's got to be between them and the 49ers for the best. I don't think their receiving core is really going to be all that great this year. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is really good, but there's really no other real receivers there that would necessarily like scare me per se. I think I'm going to go ahead and lean Buffalo here. Now, week 16, looks like we have a Saturday game. It's not telling me like a timestamp, so I don't know if it's during the day or if it's during night, like a primetime game. Um, I guess it'd be primetime anyways because it's Saturday. Really tough to predict. I think I'm gonna actually go ahead and lean the Chargers here with the upset. Um, I I know on paper you would lean the Bills here, but I feel like the Chargers are just set for this. I feel like it's gonna be during a time of the year that the Chargers are just really, really competing for the playoffs. They desperately need, you know, a win or two to push them into the playoffs. And I think they're gonna be prepared for this game right here and be able to beat the Bills. So overall, it does give the Bills a 12-5 record. Um, I don't so I like to always do like a floor and a ceiling for these videos. For this, I would say they'd have a floor of like a 10-7. I don't see them losing more than 7 games. I mean, I think they're too good of a team. I think they have a ceiling of like 14-3. So 12-5 kind of right in the middle. Um yeah, going to be right in the playoffs and honestly, I don't think there's really a team in that division that would be taking the division crown for like over that. So, yeah, Bills are your AFC East division champs. So, let me know what you think of the prediction in the comment section below. Again, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later.